Hello, good morning. How are you today? It's a sunny Monday morning here in Lagos. The traffic is not as bad as it was last week on my axis. I don't know what the situation is on your side, but I do believe that whatever the case this morning is a great day to be alive, is a great day to have a fresh start. So, how are you? I'm here because I got a question from one of my clients, and guess what? She has a great command of the English language. But she said to me, look, it's not about the language, it's not about my ability to speak, it's not about my eloquence, it's all about the fact that I do not have the confidence to face the crowd. And so I said, well, you have something going for you. And so it's also great that you have identified where you need to work on. And so we've started a strategy session, which is going to last throughout this week. And so I thought I should come up and share some ideas with you. So the truth is that, yes, you may have a great gift of the gab, you may have a great command of the English language, or even any form of language you are using while addressing a public. But the challenge lies with you. What is your mindset? What are you telling yourself when it comes to speaking in public? Whether you're speaking on TV, especially live television, or you decided to go live on your page, just as I'm doing right now, or you are presenting on video, recorded video, or you're facing an audience on a live stage whereby you are addressing a group of people, right? Or let's say that also you are hosting a virtual meeting via Zoom, for instance. How do you ensure that you communicate your ideas effectively? And so this morning, I want to encourage you to do what? Start where you are. There would never be a perfect situation. Also, no condition is permanent. So even if you think you have a perfect situation right now, what happens the next minute if things change? I mean, you have to be versatile, you have to be adaptive, you have to be innovative, you have to be able to think outside the box. And so, when you start from where you are with what you have, it goes a long way in giving you that exposure you need, the experience you need to be able to make your mistakes and learn from your mistakes. So, if you can speak very well, or you feel you are an extrovert, therefore, you can always talk to anybody, anytime, anywhere, well, that's fantastic. But again, you equally need to up your game in order to ensure that you do so effectively. And that's where the action is, right? And so before you take that speaking offer, you have to consider your logistics. You have to consider the fact that you need to know what to do and how to do it properly. And that's when we begin to talk about your planning. Planning, planning, planning. Very important. I know the question you may be asking now is what if it's an impromptu speech, or what is called an extemporaneous speech, which means that you didn't prepare for it, nobody gave you a sign. For instance, you are in a meeting and all of a sudden you're asked to give a brief report of what the meeting is all about, or to give a comprehensive report from your team. And so you didn't see it coming and you weren't prepared for it. It happens. that's a different topic for another day. So we'll address it on another day. But let's assume you already know that you're going to give this presentation and you've been informed ahead of time that you're going to speak to this group of people in ABC occasion. The question is, what do you do? How do you plan yourself? How do you get started? How do you ensure that the logistics you need is in place and you actually know what to do and how to do it? And also, that's when we begin to say that it's not about knowing what to say, it's also about how to say it. And so you may say to somebody, oh, well, your food is not delicious, and the person is even happy that you give that feedback, unlike when you say it in a way that is offensive and the person picks offense, right? So you now know that how you say it is very important. It's not just about knowing what to say, it's not just about being fluent, it's not just about being eloquent, it's also about being able to adapt to situations that may come up. And so it means you have to do your homework. Never accept a speech that you do not know who your audience is. And sometimes you may necessarily not know your topic. Yes, I had had a student of mine say that he had that experience because he's popular, because he's assumed to be charismatic, and he's always the life of the party. And so one of his colleagues told him that he was going to speak in one of their events. And he said he didn't bother finding out what type of event and who the audience would be and why they even chose him in the first place. He said he just got kitted up in his normal high spirit. He got ready and just went for the event. And by the time he got there, that he was shocked at what he saw, because he assumed that it's going to just be one of those group of guys and he can actually just gist and bring his usual charisma and things will go well. But he said he was shocked when he got there that it happened to be a group of elderly men who are in their retirement stage and who were formally dressed, who, of course, by looking at them, you could tell that they've seen it all, done it all, and really they don't necessarily need much from somebody who is still starting out in life. And so that was his first shocker. And then the second one was he wasn't told that he was going to also give a demo of a particular product. And so, apart from already feeling that he is not properly dressed for the event, because he said he was on jeans and canvas and looking fly, because he thought he was going to meet some other young guys. And so he already was feeling out of place because he thought he was already wrongly dressed. And then the audience too put him in confusion, because he said to himself immediately, what on earth is he going to say to this group of men who are way more experienced than he is, way more advanced and affluent, and I mean, he felt out of place. And that moment, the fear was all over him. And he didn't know where to start. And again, he wasn't even sure at what point he was meant to come in to speak. And so immediately he walked in, his friend just met him at the door and said, "Oh, yes, please, is your time. We're all waiting for you." And he was thrown off balance. And by the time he was given the microphone, he was shaking. He was sweating all over. His throat was dry. In fact, he was shaking. He didn't know what to say. He didn't know where to start from. He wasn't composed in any way. And then he said, "No, I can do this. I can do this." And he opened his mouth to talk, and nothing came out. He couldn't say a word. And for that fleeting moment, which appeared to be like 1,000 years, he felt the ground should open up and swallow him because he didn't know what to say. He didn't know where to start from. And all these were simply because he didn't do his homework. He didn't plan, he didn't ask questions. So it means that anytime your offered a speaking assignment or you're invited for a speaking engagement, please start with your question. Find out who your links person is. Ask questions. Who are my audience? Who am I going to speak with? When am I coming in the line of the events? Yes, most programs have their uh, program of events lined up. Probably they could have a flyer, or it could just be an outline by the master of ceremony, right? So it's important that you find out at what point, if there are 7 items, are you coming in before or after item 7, so that you'll be prepared, and then get a hang of how the introduction is going to be. Would somebody introduce you or probably read your citation before you come in, so that it also help you to prepare your mind and know how to come in? And so when you equally know who your audience is, it's going to help you to know what to say. You have to know their demographic and psychographic makeup. It will help you to align your speech. And mind you, I've seen situations where I've attended 3 different events, same speaker, same topic, same manner of delivery, different types of audience. And I said, hello? Yes, somebody can actually write your script for you. Somebody can actually write for you. But as a speaker, it's your job to go through that and ensure that everything is in order. It's your job to ensure that even if you have the same topic or the same speech written out for you, and you have 3 different audience in 3 different settings, in 3 different occasions, with 3 different requirements, it's your business to adapt your speech to suit these 3 different audience. It's for your own good. I mean, yes, you're not doing them any good by picking what you gave audience A verbatim and dropping it on audience B who have different requirements, and also picking the same content and dropping on audience C who equally have different needs, interests, and aspirations. So please don't say, "Oh, this is my signature talk. It took me 10 years to write it, and therefore I'll keep dropping it anytime I'm called upon." No, please don't do that. Take a look at your audience. What do they need from you? I mean, even start with why. Why do they want me to speak to these people? Why am I the one to give this delivery? Why did the organizers choose me amongst others to be the one to deliver this message? By the time you answer these questions, it will help you that even though you may have a well written out signature speech which you feel would benefit the world, it would be easier for you to ensure that for each audience they are getting value by being able to adapt your topic to these different audience. And so, really, it's not about having a good script written out. It might be a good story indeed, but another question I would love to ask you is that story written for the ear? Yes. You know, you may write a beautiful story, you may have a beautiful story, but the truth is, you have different writing styles for different adaptations, whether it's to be read for somebody to listen to, or it's to be spoken for somebody to be there and listen and appreciate. So you have to write for the ear. If you do not write for the ear, the danger is that when you're delivering, especially if you do not have the ability to ad lib and you've written that story and you want to read it verbatim, it will not be well received by your audience simply because that story wasn't written for the ear. A story that is written for the ear would be able to appeal to your listening audience. Reason being that it will be conversational. And so you don't make it sound as if it's a research paper per se. Rather, it would sound as if you're having a conversation just as we are doing right now, just as you would with a friend. And that goes a long way in making your speech effective. That goes a long way in ensuring that you communicate your call for action in an effective manner to your audience. And so at this point, I'll encourage you to be part of our strategy session. Today, Monday Masterclass is also very vital if you believe that you need those skills that will help you to grow your business with public speaking, presentation, and video skills. And so I encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Chiamaka TV. In it, you will find different lessons on public speaking, presentation, media, and general communication skills that would help you in your journey to becoming your best version. Remember, don't just go watch and go away. Remember to subscribe. In that way, you will be amongst the first to get the notification each time we have a new video there. And also, this is especially for the women in the house, or even for men who have sisters, mothers, aunties, daughters, and wives doing their businesses. On Women Television, we have opened up a free advert spot. So if you would like to advertise your business on that page, don't hesitate to follow us, send us a DM, or chat me up, and we'll get that rolling. Okay? Thank you so much for being here, and remember, your great ideas deserve your great presentation. So go get it done and have a wonderful day. I'll see you again. Thank you so much for being here. And then if you're watching the replay, thank you for stopping by. And do share with friends and colleagues who may find this beneficial. Thank you once again and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.